Mona has been great to work with. I'm the kind of person that does ask a lot of questions and can easily kind of overcomplicate things. And at no time did I feel like she didn't welcome my questions. She never made me feel like I asked too many, and certainly never made me feel like I was asking any dumb questions, though, let's face it, I think I probably did. But no, it's been great, and she's always seems like she's like a step or two ahead of me, which I think is just due to the fact that she knows what she's doing, and she's a great listener. So I definitely, I look forward to continuing the journey with her, and I highly recommend anyone, if you have the opportunity to work with Mona, you will not be disappointed.
Those kind words are from my friend Jason from Plans and Provisions podcast. He and I have been working together for a number of months, and he is actually is one of the founding members of the Paid Homesteader Academy as well. Enrollment closes for the Academy on Sunday, September 10th. So if you're listening to this before then, make sure you go to paidhomesteader.com to learn more. You can learn more about the program by going to the website, but there are two options. You can purchase the course only, which is at this point, founding members price is $297, and there's a payment plan option. Or you can do the full 6-month academy, which is $495 with a 6-month payment plan option. These are founding member prices, and they will go up the next time I do this, which will probably be 6 months at the very least. Will be 6 months. It may be as long as 1 year before I have this academy open again. So if you're just on the borderline, not knowing whether you should do it or not, maybe that'll help you decide, because this won't be available for very long, nor will it be available at the price that it is right now. If this is the first time you're listening to this podcast, hi, my name is Mona Weathers, and this is the Homesteading for Beginners podcast. We're coming to the end of our series on homestead income for this podcast, but remember, I do have a YouTube channel just for the homestead income topic, which is Homestead Income is the name of the YouTube channel, but there will be a link in the show notes as well. I just wanted you to know that this topic won't stop, and there is a chance I will be publishing a limited series podcast on the topic of homestead income at some point. So look out for that. That'll just be outside of this podcast. It'll be another podcast, but it's called a limited series because there'll only be a certain amount of episodes and then it'll be over. So that I may be working on for the future, just FYI. And also, we have a free Facebook group called Homestead Income Plan. It's where my HIP community members are. And that is where we have guest speakers as well as me teaching on there about homestead income. So you can go and join that. Be sure you answer the 3 questions I have, because I don't really let anybody in if they don't answer those questions. Okay, on to the topic for today. Now, I am asking a question that may seem like maybe you might be set back by the question I'm about to ask you. I'm not sure. It depends on where your mental state is right now, but it's an important question for me to ask because it really will get you thinking about what you're going to do next, okay? So my question is, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for to happen for you to pursue the next steps in your goals? What are you waiting for? Are you waiting for someone to tell you to do it? Are you waiting for, the right circumstances to happen before you take the next step? What are you waiting for? I'm asking this question because I think a lot of times people will just keep waiting. They're just waiting for the right, all the planets to align so that they can step forward and do the thing that they think they should be doing. But this is, I did a podcast episode a while back called Plan to Jump In, and I'll link that in the show notes because I can't remember the actual number, but plan to jump in is very important. You do want to be prepared in some way, but there is a point you have to just jump in, you have to just take steps. So we're talking about this right now I'm going to segue into the income portion. Like, what are you waiting for to start your business? What is the thing that needs to happen next to fund your homestead income, right? What is the thing that's going to fund your new barn project or whatever it is that you're trying to do? Think about what is the actual next step, not the big goal, like not how to get to the big barn that you want built, or not how to get to the point where you can take vacations all the time, but the actual next step. Is it believing you can do it? Is it asking a friend to help you, brainstorm? Is it brainstorm ideas, that is? Is it, you actually just invest some money, which, you can, of course, do that with the Paid Homesteader Academy. But I'm not really talking about that. I'm just talking about, like, what are you going to do to invest in the next step? Do you know what the next step is? Maybe you don't know what the next step is. Maybe you need some guidance. There's tons of free information. If you want to DIY this, get yourself onto YouTube and do some searching. Go to Homestead Income YouTube channel. I've already put a few videos on there. If you want to DIY this, I always get that wrong. If you want to DIY this, you need to just get going, okay, and start doing something. I think the biggest struggle for a lot of people is that they just don't know where the next step is, right? So that's why, having somebody who knows what the next step should be is helpful. But, I've gotten to this point. I've come to this place in my journey with a lot of DIY. I did finally get coaching because I felt like I was missing big gaps here in certain places. Like, I had figured out a lot of things, but in certain places where there was gaps. So I got coaching for myself. And it's so worth it when you actually get someone to help you make the decisions that are so hard. It's just nice having somebody as a sounding board. It's just nice having somebody who believes in you. One of the coaches that has really made a big difference in my life is Adam Shibley from the Podcasting Business School. He had, I started this podcast, which, by the way, is doing very well. But it is because of the training that I got from him. He was able to not only give me the tips I needed, but he gave me the support I needed. Like, he was able to speak truth, and he was able to speak into me what I needed to hear. And you don't know how far that can take you. It has taken me a long time to get to the point where I am in my business right now. But a lot of it has to do with just the people that have helped me along the way, with the people that I've paid for and the people that I have just followed as I was going on this journey. Now, remember, we need to be proactive. Whatever you do, be proactive. Like, don't just sit there and wait for something to happen, okay? Even if you cannot, for any reason, join the Paid Homesteader Academy. That's okay. But just remember, don't let this, my message right now, don't let this go, and just, don't forget what I'm saying, because you can still do a lot of the things that I teach in the academy on your own. It just might take you longer, and it might actually cost you some money. More money. I will be honest. I wasted a lot of money over the years because I thought I needed one thing, and then I realized, I didn't really need that. So I spent all this money thinking I needed this thing. I like to keep costs very low, and I always think of things in a scrappy, like, I'm a thrifter. I love thrift shopping. I hate paying full price for anything. That's the way I am. That's the way I try to do things in other areas of my homesteading life, if I can, as well as business. I don't like to spend money just because people are telling me to spend money. So just beware that you do not need to spend tons and tons of money to get your business started, at least the operational cost of your business. I'll give you a tip right here. I'll give you a tip right now. You can use Canva's web page designer as your website. And if you don't have a website and that's keeping you from moving forward, it's keeping you from having a place for people to find your stuff, use Canva. Now, I don't know if you have to have the paid version or not. I have not looked into that, but it's still $12.99 a month, which is lower than a lot of things, and you can do so much with Canva, so it's really worth it. And that can be, you can build a web page or a few web pages that are connected. You can actually kind of build a whole website through Canva. You just have to know how to connect the things. And it's pretty easy to design, in my opinion. Plus they have templates. So if you have an idea and you want to just have a place for people to see your stuff, try that. It really depends on what type of business we're talking here, but there's just so many ways that you can do things for free and low cost, that I can help you if you let me teach you how to do these things. But if you have to do them on your own, just do your research, and you can find these tools. Oh, I do have a suggestion for you. I forgot. I have a whole tools page on the Homestead Income Plan. It's Homestead Income Plan /tools, I believe. So that link will be in the show notes as well. But that is where you can find some of the resources that I personally use. Canva's included on there as well. But you can go there and you can see the whole list of things that I use. I haven't included everything on there, but most of the things I use, including a payment fulfillment place called Wave, where you can actually bank in it as well. So just go check out the link in the show notes, and you'll be able to see that. But so whatever it is here, I've done this exercise with people before. So whatever your biggest obstacle is, I want you to write it down, and I want you to put it in front of you somewhere. And I want you to constantly think of ways to solve that problem. Because the answer a lot of times, now I don't want you to obsess over the problem. I want you to be in this proactive mode where you're thinking about how you're going to solve this problem. And make sure that it's not the biggest problem. Like, I need $100 million. Okay. If you need $100 million, the first thing you need to do is go make $1. Okay. That is the next step. But think of things that will not be so overwhelming that you can't do it. So write that down and put it somewhere where you can just start really thinking about how you're going to solve that problem. How are you going to crush that obstacle? What is in your way? Get it figured out. And a lot of times things start coming to your mind subconsciously. And I've had that happen to me a number of times. Your thoughts are still working on things even when you're not thinking about them. Even when you aren't consciously thinking about them. In your dreams, in your subconscious, you're thinking about it. And sometimes you can solve the problem just by living everyday life and just having that reminder that it's there, okay? But not in a way that you're obsessing, okay? Not in the way that it's unhealthy. So that's my share for you today. I would love for you to join the Paid Homesteader Academy. If you're interested, please reach out to me if you don't know if it's right for you and you're like, I think maybe, but I'm not sure. Because I don't want you to waste money. Your money should be valuable to you. I don't want you to join something that is not for you. I don't want you to use your money on my program if it's not for you. So let's make sure it's for you. Just know that the closing date for enrolling is September 10th, and that's it. Because we start on September 11th. So we start the next week, but it is an onboarding week, which means it's an easy week. Okay. So you could get in and get your codes and your course and all the things that you need to get in, and then we get started. Okay. So that is all for today. I really hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll talk to you again soon. The homesteading life can be rewarding and amazing, but it also can be overwhelming and expensive if you don't have a plan for keeping costs low and cash flow coming in regularly. You may be one of the many people choosing this lifestyle to leave the rat race, find balance and harmony in your life. Sadly, many people start homesteading and quickly realize how much money it can cost to maintain a homestead. Unfortunately, some homesteaders figure this out too late, go broke, and quit the lifestyle. While many homesteaders don't go into homesteading to make money, the fact is, if you want to be able to live the homesteading life to the fullest, you need to make it start working for you. You don't have to have acres and acres of land to do this either. What you need is a cash flow strategy that utilizes on-homestead, off-homestead, and online income opportunities. A lot of homesteaders are leaving money on the table because they're not tapping into the income streams that can allow for passive, automated income daily, paid. The Paid Homesteader Academy will show you not only how to get set up on a homestead income plan that includes passive and automated strategies, but it will also help you have a year-round cash flow strategy. If you'd like to learn more about the Paid Homesteader Academy, go to paidhomesteader.com.